In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make money with this AI writing software, and it's going to be 10 quick ways. This is going to be a kind of like a sharing of information and to show you what I'm planning to do and how exactly the whole system will work. So let's get started. So the whole system and how it works is very easy. It's basically you get an AI content writer or AI writing software such as Rytr. I would suggest this one right here because the pricing is great for the value. If you look at the price, you can either get the unlimited plan, and if you plan to do this a lot, it definitely will help. So you can do the unlimited plan, and let me show you the pricing real quick. It's it's $29 a month. I'm gonna round it up to right. But if you get a full year, it's only 290. So you get 2 months free. Or you can do the $9 a month. But in order for this plan, you kind of have to use a lot of numbers because as you'll see, you don't get paid that much per word. If you stack it up, it can add to a pretty chunk of change. So I would recommend the unlimited plan, and I would use Rytr because it's one of the few AI writing content writers that offer a very, very affordable unlimited writing plan with decent quality output at this price. Every other one charges an arm and a leg, or they don't even offer an unlimited plan. All right. So you would get an AI content writer, and then you would go to one of the 10 sites I suggest here, and you would sign up and simply use the AI writer tool to help you write content as a freelance writer. So the first site I'd like to show you is Contentfly. And Contentfly, it's it's very similar to their freelance writing platforms. They charge you get paid per word. So with Contentfly, you can get up to maybe like around 5 cents per word for all your writing, and the deadlines are normally reasonable. It's around 2 to 7 days long. Payments are normally made within 2 business days, and if you look at their stats right on SiteWeb, they get pretty decent. So if you sign up as a freelancer, you're looking at 124,000 within the United States. Average monthly visits, you're looking at 212,000 visitors per month. So decent traffic, decent pay. You know, if you were to do this manually, maybe not, but since you're going to be doing this using an AI, it may be worth a try. All right, so let's move on to the next AI writing source, and that is Writer's Access. It works very similar to Contentfly, but the pay is around 2 to 10 cents per word, depending. They pay twice a month through PayPal, and you can just sign up for free. Basically, your pay is based on your writer's skill level, so you have to submit a sample, and then they grade you. Now, if you want to look at the site stats and how much traffic they get, they're ranked a bit higher than the last. They're ranked 30,000 in the US. And for the category, they're ranked, let me see, business and consumer services, 698. That's quite high. So as you can see, they're trending upward. And as of last month, they have about 429 visitors each month. So this is a great place to sign up and to potentially make some decent change using your content writer. So the next site I would like to introduce to you is called Crowd Content. This one pays anywhere between 1 to 6 cents per word. You can sign up, and basically you fill out an application, and you basically apply for the type of work you like. Different written articles can go from books, meta description, blog posts, tweets, Facebook posts, and other things. All right. So just to give you an example, looking at their stats and to check out their traffic, they're ranking 35,000 around within the 1,422 within business and consumer services, and their monthly traffic is around 109,000 a month. Not too bad. Okay, the next freelance writing that you can get paid using the AI writer It's called scripted. So when you join scripted, you basically create a profile and a portfolio. And with your portfolio, that's what you're going to use to attract the clients. They search for, writers, and it's kind of like a resume. So they also you can also submit your offer or your bid for a job, and they decline it. So, and also the way you get paid is like other sites. You get paid based on your experience level. You know, it's let me take a look at the stats. Okay, so this one is ranked 1016. Sorry, 116,000 in the United States, and for business and consumer services is 1,000. Um, it gets about 76,000 visitors per month, so it's not too bad. All right. The next source I'd like to introduce to you is called OneSpace. 2 to 3 cents per word. All right, and they pay via PayPal, so you can sign up. It was formerly also known under a different name called Crowdsource. I just want to make sure that yeah, just eliminate some confusion. And it's a great place to work as a freelance writer. According to my research, I haven't tried this yet. Definitely the plan. So they basically you create an account, you take a qualifications test, and then if you pass the English comprehension test and English assessment and other tests, then they'll most likely hire you. So they kind of vet their freelancers and to make sure that you know what you're doing. So this might be a good thing because it's not as easy to get into the other ones. Really, really into English, or you pride yourself as someone who writes really well, then this one might be for you. And then if you look at the site stats real quick, this is much higher than the other ones, but this is mainly in Kenya, so it's 961 ranked in Kenya. This is also business and consumer services, ranked 722. And the traffic is 83,000, so also not too bad. All right, so the next source where you can possibly write as a freelance writer and get paid is Dairies. They also pay with PayPal a month. Uh, there are basically three ways for you to earn money on Dairies. You can either you can either um, choose one of your jobs that are already there. You can go to a job board of favorites, and someone can select you personally. And one is you just let's see, you pick up a special task. So there's like 2 to 3 ways. One is either that you pull from a job selection, and or two they pick from you. All right, and they pay between anywhere between 1 to 10 cents, depending on your writer's rating. Now, rating um, these ratings can be kind of political, so you have to just not discouraged, and just be aware of that. Not all of them are like that. I'm not saying this one is, but other ones I've worked for in the past, they were very, very political. All right, let's check on the stats real quick. So the stats for Zaries, it's 74,000 ranked within the U.S. and business is 1,009. It's currently has 113,000 visitors a month, so pretty good. All right, so moving on, let me introduce the content. Oh, this one pays between uh 0.007 cents per word to 3 cents per word. Now, I know what you're thinking. 0.007 cents is not much, and you're right. But since you're using a content writer, you're most likely you can come out ahead depending, if you have especially if you have the unlimited plan, right? Because if you were to write this manually, it would take you a lot longer. But since you're using a content writer, a few clicks. So I would like to keep that in mind. Like, this is not for something that if you were to do this manually, It's probably way below minimum wage if you catch that, you know. So I've been doing it manually, only using content an AI content writer. All right, so like I said, it's 0.007 cents to zero point 0.3 cents per word. It pays via PayPal, and you basically just sign up and you get a ranking. Right? Minimum payment is around 25. So as long as your account has around $25 in it, once you make 25, they start to pay you. Right? That's a threshold. So that's Content Authority. Let me check out the stats real quick for you, so you can get an idea of how well this one is currently ranking in the Philippines. 7,927 in the Philippines, 1,196 in businesses and um, consumer services. Current monthly traffic is 163,000 a month. So that's pretty good. All right. So the next source of potential income is Verblio. And the pay starts from $10.50 for 300 to 400 words is via PayPal. So Verblio it works differently. It's not like it is a freelance. It's basically used for subscription services. So, it's a content subscription services that hire freelancers, and these free write content for these clients. All right. But the problem with this is the pay is good, but everything has a catch in life, upside and a downside. That is, it's a lot harder to get hired from the source. But why not try, right? Because if you don't try, the answer is always no. And if you try, at least it's better than no. So go ahead and try and see, why not see where if you can possibly up here, because at $10.50, 300 to 400 words, that's pretty good. The next one is actually the opposite end of the spectrum. So let me talk about that one real quick. Hold on. And it's called iWriter. Now, as you can notice, the first thing is it's quite cheap. Now, let me go back to here. Right here. All right, it's looking at $1.40 per content, as low as $1.40. So what does that mean for you? You're working on peanuts, right? You're working for crumbs on crumbs. Really, really, really like low pays, essentially. At 0.004 cents to zero point 0.05 or 5 cents. Yeah, PayPal, they basically, eh, do like a similar system as the other ones. They rate you, and if you get rated as standard, and earn about $2.15 per 500 words. All right, so which comes out to be like half a cent per word. All right, that's pretty low, but like I'm saying, you're using an AI content writer, so this will take you a few clicks at most at 500 words, and I have plenty of videos that show you that within my site. So it's not a problem. So you're looking at maybe it, you know, $2.50 is low, but you can crank out a lot of these. So it pays low. It's the other end of the spectrum, uh, opposite of Verblio. That means that it pays very low, and but it accepts almost pretty much at least from my. So that's the good side. It pays really, really poorly, but they accept pretty much. I do remember in the past getting content from iWriter, and I was shocked in a not so pleasing way. Now I looked at the payment plan, I can kind of see why. All right. I remember there wasn't exact system either, so you just sign up and you could. But this might be your starting point. So you might want to try iWriter out of all of these if your main language is not English. It's a good way to generate income because they're very accepting of um, poor writing. They might say satisfaction guaranteed. Maybe things have changed since then, but I do remember the quality wasn't that great. But hey, they pay you quite low, so something to consider. All right, let me real quick for iWriter. Uh, it does 1,462 in Kenya, 1,874 for jobs and careers, and monthly traffic is about 288,000. So that's quite good. That's real good. All right. Next traffic source or next source that you can potentially get paid or want to consider is called word agents. 3 cents per word. They pay via PayPal weekly. Um, they hire writers to write content such as website content, blog posts, listicles, and more. Typically, you start off as a new writer at 3 cents per word. And this is the places where as you can see, the other places they pay you really, really low, low wages per word. All right. So this is another one you might want to consider. Word agent. Let's check out the stats real quick. You're looking at the stats. It's ranked 69,000 within the United States, for the category, it's ranked quite high. 68 for business and consumer services. Monthly traffic is 126,000 a month. That's very good. And let me give you the bonus, and that's text broker. So with broker, I've had experiences as both a consumer and a writer. As a consumer, not great, and the reason why is because they kind of forced me to work that wasn't that great. Like the quality wasn't that great, but they really kind of like, I think I had 1 or 2 revisions, and after that, I would dispute it, and they would always side with the writer. Sorry, at the time of that is that as a writer, they protect you really, really hard. So I worry about getting scammed or writing and not getting paid. They would definitely protect you and have your back. So everything has its pros and cons. I wouldn't go here as a consumer, but I would go here as a writer. So this one has very good writer protection. And let me show you what its stats. Its stats are doing, wow, really high. It's got 564,000 visitors a month, ranked 22,811 in the United States, and ranks in consumer services. So if you can get into text broker, more power to you because it has one of the most highest traffic out of all these other sources. The other downside is that they require like photo ID and kind of sensitive information, what I consider sensitive information, like a passport, government issued ID and stuff like that to verify your identity. But if you're willing to overlook that, Peterbowl has been around for like at least a decade or more, from what I remember. And they pay you. They probably one of the first ones. They really have your writers back. If you can get into that, then you're pretty much good to go. They have a lot of different orders. The only downside too is they have a lot of to write about. So keep in mind, some of them are normal. Some of them are kind of like, how do I write? All right, so those are the 10 plus 1 bonus sources and sites that you can sign up for and use your AI content writer to potentially make money. Out of the 10, I would highly start with iWriter and Text Broker to get you started because iWriter is easy to join and sign up for, and Text Broker has good consumer protection. As for the rest, you're gonna have to try, and your mileage may vary. So I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, could you please hit the like button? I've been from Digital Nomad Institute. Thank you so much for watching.